Welcome to DMOP Garage. We are unfortunately working on the single cab ute. We have some issues with the motor. Now, as you guys know, well, a lot of you guys probably don't know, but the regulars do know, we have the Black Mamba Penrose motor, which is the 2276. That's been hibernating under here. Now, that motor was always the one that was going to go into the single cab. And of course, the one that I have in there now is the 1641, well, it was the 1500 motor that came with the single cab, and we up-spec'd it to a 1641. It's a single port. We did the case when I built it, which was back in 2013 or 14, I think it was. It did have a lot of corrosion in the bottom of the case, and I'm thinking that this could have something to do with the problem we've got. We did get the case line board. We had all the rotating mass balanced, so it's a happy internals, like the motor does have happy internals, but we have a problem with oil pressure. Now, a couple of months ago, I noticed on a drive, like would have been an hour drive, the oil pressure was slowly going down. And after about 20 minutes of driving, the pressure dropped to about 20 psi. And then I got to a set of lights at an intersection and it went right down to about 7 and the light came on. And I was like, ooh, okay. Revved it up a bit, went back up again, drove it home, and that was it. Now, I don't think it's a heat issue because the motor, ever since we've had it in, it's always run rich. We've always had black spark plugs, so it's not a lean issue. And also, this Australian single cab is very unique because it has that muffin top airflow through inside the cabin. It has a ducting, which is almost like a ram air, and that motor gets so much cold air through the car as you're driving it. So I don't think airflow was an issue, or I've got a temp gauge in it and it never got above about 200 Fahrenheit. So I think we could have an internal leak. Oven Boy reckons it could be maybe the pressure relief valve might be leaking past that, or the lifters. I don't know, but anyway, we've got to pull it out. I can't use it, and of course we've been doing a whole lot of house renovations up there, and we've got a whole heap of junk that has to go to the tip. And so it's undrivable. So anyway, he's graciously going to give us a 1600 twin port motor just to use before I can get this thing installed. Because the problem with this, I can't get this installed because I need the lift, and I can't use the lift because I've got these things in here. So it's a bit of a snowball effect, a bit frustrating. That is ready to go in, by the way. It's literally, but it's going to need a lot of plumbing for the oil cooler and all the rest of it. So I just don't have the time or the space. So we're going to go and pull out the motor now, and Oven Boy's going to go and pick it up. He's going to bring another motor for me to quickly put in so that we can get all the rubbish taken to the tip. So let's head up to the top garage. Unfortunately, again, we can't, you do it on the lift. I've got to go and get on my back and do it the old-fashioned way. So let's head up to the top garage and we'll get started pulling this motor out. Okay, so here is the single cab, and yeah, it's not going to be fun doing it underneath here, but what you got to do, right? So we've got to take some componentry off this. I think the first thing we'll do is jack it up, get it up onto the jack stands, which will give us some room underneath, and then we can start pulling this thing apart. So let's get it up in the air first. Okay, air cleaner out and the lance out. We just need to take off the bumper bar. So we'll go and get some tools to get that off. Okay, bumper's off. Get this thing out of the way. Now we can start pulling off some wires. So we've got oil sender. That was actually, before anyone does ask about the oil pressure dropping issue, we did change out the oil sender and it did exactly the same thing. So It seems like it's been getting a little bit worse too, because the last drive I did, I only did a very, very quick drive just to the local beach, and it started to lose pressure pretty much straight away. So just so we know where these wires are going, we need to pull out. That one can stay. That one's got to come out, which is the red one. And then there's a negative that's got to come out, which is that blue one, I think. No, that one can stay. It's that one there. So you can go back on. Okay, that should take those all out. Done. Now we've got this oil temperature sender, which is down in there. We've just got to undo him now, get him out, and then undo the 4 bolts and get this sucker out. Okay, so I decided I'm going to just try and take off as many parts as I can from here. So exhaust, I've just undone all the exhaust nuts, bottom and top, so this should now come straight off. Hopefully we've got everything off. Done. Exhaust off. Now, I just want to double check that we've had no leaking, and it doesn't look like we have, which is good. Take these flanges off. So that's good. It doesn't mean, well, it means we haven't had any leaks. Exhaust, however, this has had some repairs, and I've got a feeling it's knackered. Yeah, it's got some holes in it. Yeah, I've got a hole right here, because I did actually start getting a little bit of backfiring going on, so you can see it's been leaking soot through here. And yeah, I reckon this thing's cactus. I've tried welding up these holes a couple of times, but this pipe's just rusted out. So I think this is probably ready for the bin. Let's see what we can do with it. Joining the oil, I just thought might as well do it now. Just try and take as many parts off. Might even take these heater boxes off. We'll get those off as well. Get them out of the way of the equation. I'll bring you back in when we're ready to pull this thing out. We've got fuel disconnected, 4 bolts. Let's pop her out.
$2,000 years later.
Righto, got her out. Didn't press record, but that's all right. You guys have seen that done before. That was a bit of a bitch. She did not want to come out at all. Don't know what was hanging up on, but it took a little bit of persuasion to get it out. Anyway, I suppose the next thing now is we're going to just strip a whole lot of parts off this, get it down to a more manageable block, and then get it up to Oven Boy's headquarters and see what's wrong with it. Righto, fellas. Well, we've got our engine stripped down a little bit further, took off the exhaust bits and pieces. Yeah, so it's a little bit more manageable. We can lift it up now and we'll find out what's going on next. Righto, as you can see, we have another motor. Oven Boy graciously came and donated another 1600 twin port, and we're going to get this stuck in there and get back on the road, and then we can take care of all the rubbish over in that corner that we've got to take to the tip. So let's get this thing installed. Bring you guys back in when we are in. Okay, we are ready to start. I actually swapped over the carburetor because we had a little bit of issues with the 3034 picked, so I've put a 3031 in, with an adapter. Let's fire it up. We'll put a little bit of fuel in the top and see what happens. The choke's still on, obviously, so we'll just wait for it to warm up a little bit, then we can give her a test drive and see how she goes. To smoothen out a bit now. We're not sure of the state of this motor either. I can hear some ticking noises. It's had a hard life, I can tell just by looking at it. And also, when I pulled this carburetor apart, it was completely covered in junk. So yeah, anyway, it'll get us around. We'll be able to get up to Oven Boy's place and find out what's wrong with the 1641 too. Right off choke now. That's pretty good. Off choke completely. Sounds good. All right, well, we can put the air cleaner back on. Alright guys, well that will do it for this episode. The next thing we're going to try and find out is what has happened to that other motor. So we will keep you guys updated in another episode. And thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you in another one. You.